The American bison, a mere 200 years ago, were believed to number 60 or 70 million. Single herds so large that they took 4 days to pass a homestead has been recorded. Some zoologists believe that a large migrating bison herd represented the greatest mammalian biomass ever known. By the end of the 19th century, there were only about 3,000 survivors. The classic case of genocide. The grass seas that were the prairies became cornfields or cattle ranges. Animals that had withstood sandstorm and flood, that had weathered glacial winters and spectral droughts. Animals that had crossed rivers and spate and survived the prairie fires, fell to the hand of man, victims of his spurious techniques, objects of his shameless greed. His numbers today have been nursed back to a meager 30,000, but the whole ecosystem that he helped to sustain has disappeared, and thus his future must remain a perilous one. The tiger is a lazy but fastidious beast, sleeping 17 out of 24 hours, and grooming himself for an average of 2 more. No mud or blood is allowed to stain his person for long. Contrary to conventional opinion, tame tigers breed better than wild ones in captivity. We have found at Howletts that we hardly ever lose a cub from a friendly animal, and that they are invariably excellent mothers. This is because they feel confident and relaxed and without fear of man. A frightened cat will discard and sometimes kill and even eat its young. Howletts has, I think, helped to restore in the public mind the good name and character of this great cat. If it is emotional honesty, predictability of temperament, capacity for loyalty and affection that we're looking for, then we find these in the tiger, along with an almost bottomless fund of good nature. Corbett, the great hunter, said after a lifetime of chasing and harassing the tiger that he was a gentleman. The truth is, we have much to learn from him. Where he was supreme, we now reign as usurpers. How can our brief overlordship be compared with his lengthy regnum? Undisputed master of his range, he benefited the animals he preyed upon. Untouched tiger wilderness amazed the early explorers for the quality and quantity of the game animals. Both were the handiwork of Panthera tigris. Now, where man has dominated for a few centuries, all is a shambles. The desert steals south as the vast human overburden, in its panic, eliminates the remaining vestigial jungles and transform them into monocultures themselves, to be shortly swallowed up by the encroaching sands. we have much to learn from the tiger is as obvious as the fact that we're unable to do so. And inside that strange irony can our future and theirs be measured. Feeding the animals presents us with special problems. The elephant, for instance, is a vast boiler that needs constant stoking. And, as this implies, no artificial heat is necessary for his comfort, as he generates his own. Open the door of his sleeping quarters on a frosty January morning, and one is met by a rush of warm air. A gorilla eats over 200 types of plant in the wild, and we manage to provide him with over 90 different foods throughout the year. It is vital to stimulate his interest in meals by variety. For a confined ape, his food forms almost the aspect of a special culture. The gorilla is a true gourmet, an adept at judging the quality of his fare. There are a few delicacies that he prefers to rose petals, and we have a plentiful supply of these throughout the summer. Most zoos make the mistake of feeding the big cats every day to please their public. This routine is bad for the psychology of the animals. We feed irregularly, about once a week, and then a 70-pound haunch or shoulder of meat at a time. This method is closer to his habits in the wild, where he would, if he was lucky, make 40 to 50 kills a year. The tiger is a reluctant hunter, bestirring himself only when pressed by hunger. For each successful kill, there are many failures. Often he risks injury as he needs large prey, and such game is strong and powerful. Contrary to popular fancy, he does not love the hand that feeds him. He rather resents the appearance of his friend, the keeper, with meat that he feels belongs to him by visual right the moment that he sees it. When really hungry, it is dangerous for either his mate or his offspring or his human friends to approach him.